Welcome back.
We're
We've
really
been
trying to go
quite
weekly.
inconsistent.
Yeah. But consistently bi-weekly
Yeah,
at least.
consistently bi-weekly, but we're supposed to be doing weekly.
Yeah.
Maybe we just switch to bi-weekly.
No.
I don't know.
We should discuss this afterwards.
Yeah. Okay. What are we talking about today? Hindsight 2024
Yeah.
edition. It's a little early to do it, but it's better now than never, I guess. Sooner better than
I
later.
have the dumbest anecdote. Thank you. Do you want to hear it?
What?
So in art in high school, every year you have a theme and you have to the whole year you work towards that theme. The year before I matriculated, it was 2020, and the theme was hindsight 2020. Isn't that stupid? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that was the running joke that year.
You think?
Hindsight is 2020, right?
Yeah, the year that
It
was
was
meant
also
to be
the COVID
perfect.
year, so then
Things were
Right.
supposed to be perfect. Okay, back on track.
Yeah. How has your year been so far? How would you grade your year if it was like an exam that you had to grade from January to November?
I think that
Give feedback.
it started off not the best, just because last year it ended off not the best. It was like the remaining of that, and then it took a while before it got better, and then wait, what happened during summer? I went back home, and then things peaked a little bit for a few months, and then dipped very quickly, and now we're sort of averaging out at similar to where I started it, which I don't like. That I'm like ending the year similar to how I started.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. What about you?
It's been interesting. I feel like standing alone, it's an okay year. I feel like compared to last year, it's like it ranks a little lower. Only because last year was like a big year for me. I turned 18. I started taking life seriously.
Another reminder of how young Caleb is.
Yeah, I started taking life like seriously-ish. And like I feel like last year was the year where I like was head down, lock in, and this year was more like reaping the benefits from that. So like the year started well. I visited my grandma in the UK, and then the summer was good, or started good, and then the end was terrible. Holy fuck. The end of the summer was not good. Started the new school year was good. And then right now we're also like kind of at a plateau.
Yeah, it wasn't this noticeable, I think, last block. I think this block is really showing that. Yeah.
But I think we have a similar story in the sense of like last year was when we kind of started structuring things.
Yeah.
Do you think you've reaped the benefit of that this year, where like it's not as high effort to be systematic and intentional with the things that you do?
A little bit, but I mean, I'll get more into it later. But I think at some points, I maybe took it too lax and like reversed a little bit of that, because last year, I mean, it was just such a grind last year. If I'm thinking about it now, so yeah,
I kind of miss that grind. I feel like also there was a lot more. I had a lot more purpose or reason for the grind last year than this year.
Yeah. I had a lot more motivation, which
that's the word.
I'd like to think about what the motivation was. We should probably address why we're a few weeks early into the year breakdown and the new year foresight.
Address. This was your idea.
I don't know. You keep saying it's weird.
Yeah, I just feel like normally like you have Christmas. Or like, and you're kind of during that Christmas period is when you kind of start being more reflective.
Yeah.
Because you're spending time with family. You're like, oh, okay, yeah. This has happened, that has happened, and then you go on your journal or whatever and write, okay, 2024, what happened? How much better or worse am I at these things? You check your resolution. Oh fuck, I forgot about it in February, but right?
Exactly.
Like
that exactly is why. So twofold. One is we're beating the curve. You know, everyone's gonna be in this mood, and we're still going to be in that mood next year. But with the whole resolutions thing, there's still time now to change how your year ends. So if maybe it's more so just for me, if things have not been as great, I still have a month to turn it around, because right now it's the last day, or it's approaching the last day of November. And also, you know, you're not making the New Year's resolutions and then only following them up in February. You kind of get to reflect on them now and maybe just start off the next year great.
Do you have your New Year's resolutions with you? Do you want to go over them or no?
You say that as if I've got a list written.
I have a list.
You have a list?
I'm opening it right now.
Did you make the list for this episode?
No, I had it from the start of the year. And
okay.
I switched from the 2023 one. I think I met all of my 2023 ones. 2024 will be a little interesting when it's time to like check off the things on the list. But in general, like I feel like okay, like when the year started, like one of mine was to like have like a good portfolio, something I would consider good, and then also like to have okay, let's talk about a good portfolio. And I feel like I did that before. It was like to have a job, but I guess that's too much of a dead end goal where like not much room for creativity. I think I wanted to focus more on the process than the end goal. So then if the process was good enough, it would come to a good end goal. It was something that I learned from the year before. And I think even then switching my goals that way still kind of got me lost, where I was still chasing the end goal knowing that I put down the process, if that makes sense. Like around the beginning of the year, I was focused on making a portfolio, but then like towards the middle, it was like, okay, job. And that kind of let the portfolio stuff fall behind. I think that's one of the comparisons like to last year where like, okay, I'm not as intentional with what I set out to do. But also it's weird because from last year, I think I've had this delayed gratification of like, I'm now reaping benefits or like getting patted on the back for the work that I put in last year, right? Like in terms of going to the gym, like this year I've gotten a lot more compliments, like you look good, like you have a good blah, 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 blah. And like even like with school, with the way I dress, with like certain things that I put in the work in last year, I'm getting the benefits now. So it's making me think that, oh, it's been a good year. But then all of these things are just the benefits from last year.
Yeah.
Which is getting me scared that next year is going to be awful. But
maybe that's how life goes, that every second year you get to reap the rewards, and every other year it's a grind.
But I guess the whole principle is as long as you're 1% better than the year before, right?
Well, ideally you're 36.5% better, right?
Why? Because 1% better every day? 0.1%?
Or 0.1, I think.
Oh.
I don't know. It's from Atomic Habits, isn't it?
Yeah, but I thought it was 1% every year.
Does 1%? Oh, no, definitely not every year. I remember him saying 36.5, and it took me a second to be like, why 36.5? But yeah. But okay, let's say as a baseline, at least 1% better every year.
I think I've gotten 1% better.
I think definitely. I think you can easily say that you're.
So that's the thing.
1%
you're saying
better.
that now for the work that I put in before.
No, think about it. Okay, right off the bat, you made a website for yourself. Even though that just took over, that was overnight.
That was
but still, like that made your portfolio have a place to be shown, right? That's like adding a frame to the work you've done. That in itself is already. Yeah. Okay, let's say at least 0.1.
So I guess it's more like polishing up the work from the start of the year.
Yeah. I think you didn't, because you had the whole foundation set out for you and like laid out for yourself from last year, you didn't have the same need for work this year. And that's why maybe in comparison, it seems like it was a little bit less or, yeah.
Which aspect of your life do you think you've grown the most this year?
Which aspect of my life?
Like if there was to be like a skill tree or an attribute tree for like all the traits that you have, which one has increased the most this year?
Definitely. I guess if I had to stick a word to it, then it would be being I want to say independent, but it's not being independent. It's just realizing that, like, at the end of the day, I'm me and I'm myself, and it's just me and I'm alone. And all the work I'm doing is for myself, and I've got to be happy for it. And if I don't do the work, it's me that's suffering the punishments. It's like,
Self-awareness?
what?
Self-awareness? No.
Self-awareness?
Not really.
Maybe.
Something like
Because
that.
it's like, okay, right now, Sally's here as an audience, by the way. It's like right now you two are here, but I know when you leave, it's just me that's going to be finishing my day. I don't know how to explain it, but definitely that has become so apparent, especially in this current semester that we're in, now that we're doing all these like random things and thinking back on it now, I didn't expect this at all. I wasn't expecting much, but I've had so much just time on my own that it's really sort of given me insight into the future, right? That this will be a lot of it. What about you?
Similarly, also I've realized like it is just me, but I think the part of, or like the growth I experienced the most this year, it's hard to
Hard to put to words?
hard to decide.
Hard to decide, okay.
Because I want to say emotionally, but also I haven't been like emotionally, but not like in a relationship sense.
Yeah.
Kind of in a relationship sense, because it like applies.
Do you think you emotionally matured?
That's what I'm trying to say. Like a little bit. But I think it's more so been through other things that don't specifically have to do with a relationship.
That's fine.
Like,
that's arguably more important.
Yeah, I guess just life in like I've had a bit, but I feel like everyone can say that after a year you have a better understanding of life. So let me be more specific.
We can hope everyone can say that.
I think at one point I've had a lot clearer of an understanding of how to decide what I want to do in the future. Yeah. Like
that's very important.
Like I spent like the better half of a month in Germany where like I was on my own, and like I was every day I'd spend like 8 hours with like probably some of the smartest people I've ever seen, and people that were smart enough that I know if they wanted to do like anything they could. So why were they doing research? Why were they spending this month in Germany on this very particular thing? And it just made me think, especially on the weekends when it was literally just me, because my supervisor would have plans with his wife or whatever, and his other colleagues, and the other people attending would go to other cities because they're not like European, so they want to explore everywhere in Germany, whatever. So then it would just be me on like this fully sized American campus, and I'd get on the Lime scooter and like go around the campus, or like go to the nearby forest and like back there, and like just like think like, okay, like what do I want to do? Because I also think that there's a lot of things that I could do, but like the way these people decided on what they want to do, like to contribute to something, I want to be able to have that. And I think in that way I've grown a lot, because I think before that it was like, okay, I want to do something that I can make money, right? Everyone, I feel like that's where you start, right? You just want to make money, be comfortable living life. But for me, I've grown to the point where I think it's a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be fulfilling, not only that I enjoy, but also that I know that I'm contributing in a certain way. That's how I've grown. Yeah, I think the most. Other things, small and small. But yeah, that's the way I've grown the most. My proudest growth, I think, is my sense of style. I would say, I think from the second half of the year, I think I've really gone into my own stride in like the way I dress.
I think so too. But what you said before is so poignant, and
I had to lighting up the mood a little. But yeah, those are my two things that I'll be writing about on December 31st, I think.
Okay, wait, let's go back to your first thing. Have you figured out is the thing that you figured out that you want to contribute to something, or is the thing that you figured out is like how you make thought processes and
So I figured out how to how to attack the problem of what I want to do in the future
okay,
through that experience that I had.
that's
And
pretty
it's made
big.
me realize, okay, that I want to contribute to something in like a meaningful way. And it's I don't know, when I made that realization, it was kind of like a full circle moment. But whenever I was younger and I asked my dad what my name meant, it's Hebrew in the Bible, and he always said that, remember, it doesn't literally mean bravery, but Caleb was like one of God's spies in the Bible, and he was known for being brave. And he always like not like put me down for it, but I used to be like a crybaby when I was a kid. And it was like the way he used to make me not cry as much was to tell me, yeah, like he named me this because Caleb in the Bible was brave, and so you need to be brave, and blah 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 blah. And I think I'm now realizing that I need to be brave in the sense that not just settling, like acting like trying to pioneer in some way that contributes, right? Because that's the only way you can meaningfully contribute to something. If you're just a clog in a machine, I feel like, first of all, that's not bravery, that's settling. And then you're not gonna be contributing as much as the people who like choose to be brave and like do something that they're not 100% sure will work. And then yeah, when I went back to Nigeria over the summer, the first night it was just me and him because my mom and my sisters weren't back from their vacation. We had this whole talk because he's turning 50 this year, right? And that's a milestone for him. And we were talking about like him reflecting on the last 50 years of his life, and then also me at this point in my life getting to 50. And it would like that whole conversation joint with like my experience in Germany like a couple of weeks before kind of like led up to that grand realization. And I was like, yeah. And then the rest of the summer was just bad.
Oh my god.
So it's been like a very introspective year. I think last year was a head down, and this year is more like look within. Maybe next year it'll be more fun.
That is so incredibly meaningful up until your last little sentence.
It's true.
Wow. Had no idea that you went through all of this.
I feel like my mind will change a lot more on like between now and whenever I do decide on something to do. Cause yeah, I'm still like I'm still pretty young.
You are.
I think, yeah. But I think I definitely like to be more intentional with my things these days. If anything 2024 has taught me is to be intentional. That's the heading I'm gonna put for my journal of the year. 2024 intentional. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have that for your Instagram drop as well?
Oh, I'm not doing that anymore. I was just bored. The only reason I started that was because I was bored. Yeah. Also, because I was like talking to people on Instagram, and I didn't want my Instagram to seem boring, so I just started building up this random drop. I was gonna make something like I have the clips, I have the tapes. I was gonna edit like a whole thing or like started like a 3-part series on like my time in Amsterdam because like we're about to graduate. I wanted to reflect on it for myself, but I was like, can't be bothered. So no.
Well, going back to the fact that you are barely of age, have you heard that a lot will change and a lot will happen before your prefrontal cortex
Right?
develops?
It develops at when? 25?
24, 25, something there. And I don't know, I hope it's the same for like
So it's
men
like,
or
what is
women.
even the point? Maybe I'm just dumb right now.
No, because I think what you're saying and
I'm literally not even,
no,
I don't have a full brain yet.
Kim, I feel like you're so much more mature and nuanced than so many of the peers I'm around, or not even just in the most commonly used connotations with those words, but more in this whole self-development thing. Like, you've just got this level of awareness that I think is not just temporary or fleeting, This whole big revelation you had is pretty incredible and really cool. And I mean, personally, I haven't gone through that, and hopefully I'm reaching the age of a fully developed prefrontal cortex, which I'm so prepared for, because
we're gonna
going
unlock
crazy.
superpowers when we get to that point. I'm just like,
Hope so.
Life just makes sense now. I wish it was at an earlier age, because then I feel like we would all have like, because I feel like everyone's going through this right now, where it's like, what do I do after? And because a lot of people are so unsure, it's like, okay, I might need to take a gap year.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, why are we rushing towards like the decision? I feel this on myself as well. Like, I'm rushing, but it also, like, I don't know, I'm not brave enough to take a break, right? I don't know.
In fact, on that matter, I think everything in this world has started at too young of an age, and it's just starting earlier and earlier, which I think is so wrong. Like, have you seen on the news lately that Australia has this ban for social media, that you have to be at least 16? And in my head, that makes so much sense. Imagine if we lived in a world where you don't have to start going to school at 5 and you started at, say, 7 or 8. Mm-hmm. And it was only like the drinking age that's set it at, okay, I'd like to say 24 after your prefrontal cortex develops, but that for more contextual purposes, let's say it was 21, and for kids who wanted to like break that, it would be at 18. And let's say that the strict rule for having social media was set at 21, and the kids who wanted to break it was 16 or 18 or something like that. And then you only went to university when your brain was a little more set, when you're 24, when you want to know and you're certain of what you want to do. Because thinking back, so many critical moments happen at times when I was so overwhelmed or in the worst mental state possible. Like, grade 10 was the age where I had to choose the subjects I wanted to essentially pursue the rest of my life. Obviously, I could change it at any point, but that's at an age where you don't want to decide. And I was 16. You're 18 when not you, but you're 18 when you're trying to figure out where in the world you want to study for university. That's kind of absurd. I was, you already like narrow down your subjects when you're in high school, which is grade 8 for me. And then you're 13 trying to decide like, oh, do you want to go in science direction or music or art or IT? And it's so early, and it's kind of crazy.
And your mind changes a lot throughout that period, like a lot faster than it would if you're older. Like, my sister now, my youngest one, is 11. And I was just talking with my other sister, which is 16, like how early she got a phone compared to the two of us. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Because she's not telling me like, oh, she wants to do this AP, that AP.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what AP classes were until I was 16. But now she's thinking about it at 11, which is like, whoa, slow down.
And these ages are just getting younger and younger. And it scares me so much, because I don't think it's helpful. Not to mention all the other things that go through your mind. I mean, she's trying to decide what AP subject she wants to do, and she's probably not even, at that age where she's super aware of everything. Or maybe she is.
She only just started getting her period like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, and she hasn't experienced the full hormone cycle that can be, and just being a girl at that age, and I don't know, getting crushes and fighting with your parents. That is insane.
It is. It's scary.
And you're incentivized to try go faster, to be young in a new workforce.
Because then you look online, everyone's 20 and a millionaire.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, what am I doing wrong?
Right?
There's a lot more pressure to succeed. And I don't think everyone needs to succeed. Right? Because then there's no such thing as success. Like, I feel like being average is now seen as a bad thing. When average is, the definition of average means where most people will end up being, right?
That should be good. If you're doing average, you're doing something right.
You're doing something right, because everyone's around there. But now average is seen as like, it's seen as low-key below average, and above average is seen as average. And exceptional is like, okay, you're above average. And then the 1% is now okay. Yeah. It's toxic. It's difficult. It's hard.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but the mentality, or specifically about that, is a little bit different in the Netherlands here. I only recently learned about it because they have this whole Calvinistic mindset. I don't know if that actually applies, but they have this whole thing where they say zesjes something, which basically means people are happy getting average. Students will only achieve for a passing grade that's somewhat, I mean, it's a little bit better than passing to 6. Passing is like 5.5 or 5, right? And they'll be happy with that. And then once you have that and you're able to attain that, then you focus on other things in your life, which I think is so much healthier, right? Just to be proud of that. And also expanding on that is that they're a little more modest about their skills. It's not super important to be super showboaty. And even in later careers in the Netherlands, I've heard that it doesn't matter what university you go to because all the universities in this country are seen as the same, university is university. And from what I've heard, in the US and in the UK, I feel like this is so much healthier for people.
I was talking to one of our core lecturers about it when I was trying to figure out where I want to go for master's, and he was telling me like there's a clear difference between Europe and the US. Obviously, it has like some ups and downs. You'll be able to be more creative, innovative in one setting, but then you're not as stressed and like wanting to like off yourself in such an intense society. I don't know. I feel like that's the whole reason we do this, right? Because you want to be better. That's why you reflect on your year. Like, okay, I messed up here or there, and that's not good enough. I need to be better.
Yeah, and
maybe we're contributing to the problem.
No, we're helping the cause because we're realizing this. We're realizing what's actually happening. Yeah, and oh God, even people are just so hard on themselves when, if they do reflect and if things have not gotten better or something, you're like the standards at what people measure them at, and just ending off where you started off will sound bad to so many, no matter what happened during the year and whatnot. And yeah, maybe people shouldn't reflect on how the year went and just focus on getting to the next one, because it doesn't matter, right?
Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna think if I'm at net zero when I'm dying. Like, wow, has my whole life averaged out to at least been better? Gosh.
Right? Yeah.
If that's what I'm thinking about, then something went wrong.
This is the whole reason then we have these resolutions. It's like, this was bad, so we make it better this year, and then you end up not even meeting it. I think it has like two ways, because you can either like try to stay in the machine and get super burnt out.
Yeah.
Or you can like try and find like a quick exit route, and that's all where these like get rich quick schemes come up, and then it's like a whole other beast in its own, where like
it drives a culture where you're almost resorting to shortcuts then as a saving grace to make you feel a bit happier, right? And you're losing perspective of what you're supposed to be getting out of it. You're supposed to be aiming for self-betterment for yourself, rather than just having something on pen and paper that shows, oh, you are better now. Congratulations. Your salary is higher.
Right.
And that's what you wanted, but you sold your soul for it. And bigger picture, that's not what you want.
Yeah.
Man.
2024. Okay. What else do you want to talk about?
We can talk about how your style's gotten better if you want everyone to.
No, that was just a passing comment.
It's good to have these though, because that's.
I didn't want it to be too heavy. Do you have anything you wanted to talk about?
Well, our last episode was hypotheticals about food and relationships, so I think it's good to have
switch. I'm trying to remember what else I wanted to say.
Well, the year's not over yet. There's
anything
you want to change in the last month?
We have December left.
We do. I turned 21 in this month.
Yeah, that's big. 21 is a milestone age-ish.
Yeah, but I think that's just an Americanized thing.
Yeah. But anything in particular you're looking forward to for the month, or for your birthday, or anything there?
A lot of big things are coming up in the next year.
Oh.
I guess my birthday starts off all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll be, yeah, I'll get older. It'll be New Year. It'll be the last semester. Then it's going to be graduation and then figuring out all of that. That's pretty scary. I feel like all of that's going to start. So I'm trying to make some changes now before I'm 21. Just small things, changing a routine and trying to keep to that so that I'm starting off on a good footing. This is why I wanted us to speak about this.
Right.
Now, yeah, selfish reasons, but you know.
Fair enough. Okay.
You?
Man, I mean, December.
Yeah.
I definitely want to fully complete my studio. I can like get everything else that I've been putting off getting for the New Year's. Like, okay, new place, new me, new year, new me, everything new me. Yeah. So yeah, getting a projector, and getting some smart lights because I have an Alexa now, so I can tell Alexa to turn off and on the lights. She's nice. She tells me the weather every morning, if it's gonna rain or not, and I'm still trying to sync it to my calendar because my phone right now is not in a good state. So I try not to look at it as much. So if anything that I can be told by Alexa while I'm brushing my teeth, great. And then obviously more personal for December, I don't know. So I'm not going anywhere for the Christmas break. And that's gonna be interesting. I think this December is gonna be for me to figure out, yeah, what I want to do after we graduate. I kind of have an idea, but like formalizing what exactly that is, how exactly that's gonna look like, and yeah, making sure that I finish out the year strong, and also making sure I document the life lessons that I've learned, which is what I started like last year, where like, because it's this whole idea of like there's been like millions of people that have lived before us, billions of people that lived before us, right? There are things that they have like there's bound to be some repetition in wait.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, there's bound to be some repetition in terms of like mistakes made, and so I've been starting to document my mistakes, and then I don't read them as often, but like once in a while I'll check, and I'll just make sure that I haven't made the same mistake twice. I think the thing that makes you feel the most stupid is when you repeat a mistake, right? So I normally like to, at the end of my year, I normally do it throughout the year, but sometimes I forget, and then at the end of the year I like compile everything together. Like, okay, these were the mistakes, not like minor things, like big like fuck ups that I did.
We've never spoken about this, right?
About what? Like a bunch of mistakes everyone's made.
Yeah.
One-on-one, yes, not on this platform.
No, because I just now was making a face, and that's what disturbed Caleb. Well, interrupted you. I don't remember talking about this, but I did the exact same thing last year.
Yeah, it was like around the time where you were visiting, like the library in my old building. One of those talks, I think we talked about that.
Yeah, because I've got a page that's like 20 lessons, because my birthday comes at the end of the year, so I was like 20 lessons I've learned at 20, and then I was thinking of doing the same. Yeah, for the exact same reasons. We're just in a simulation where everyone's already done everything, so it's might as well learn from those before us. Going back to your thing, you saying that you're going to take this time now in December to figure things out, because I think we're in a very similar position where, I'm also going to just be here for winter break. I've got nothing planned, but I will have something to want to do, but right now there's nothing planned. What are you going to take concretely? Like, what steps are you going to take concretely to figure out what you want to do? Because I feel like we've been doing that for the past 3 years. We've been trying to figure out what to do. So
okay.
What's going to change now that you have dedicated time for it?
I think definitely putting it into writing. I think having a creative outlet for expressing the millions of things that's rolled through your mind is always a good thing. And it can be writing, it can be drawing, it can be whatever. And for me, like, yeah, once I write something down, like, and I don't mean like just writing the first things that comes. Sometimes it's good to write the first thing that comes to your mind, but like writing it out, like
Yeah.
structured, for me, like helps me like formalize the steps in my head. And then also, I guess because we have like right now, there's always other things to think about.
Mm-hmm.
I think during the break, I'm gonna have nothing else to think about other than that, so I can like dedicate more brain power into like this. Think about this.
Yeah.
What would this look like? Versus now, like, okay, I'll think about it a little bit. And I'm like, okay, I need to focus on writing up this assignment. Yeah.
That scares me a little bit, to the point where I think I've been avoiding it for
Oh yeah, it's
a
like
while.
when you're cooking and then you get distracted by something, and then you forgot that you were cooking.
Yeah.
I think I'm in that space also with this, like, but it's more intentional. Like, I'm intentionally forgetting that I'm cooking because I don't want to cook right now.
Yeah. Remember when I brought up the idea of discussing, is there anything we're avoiding? I didn't want to end up doing it because I wanted to avoid talking about the things that I'm avoiding. And yeah, that's exactly it. There's so many things now. My mom also pointed this out, that it's my biggest flaw. I asked her this once, and I was a bit scared what she was gonna say, but she says, yeah, the second something seems too real or too important, no matter what it is, I'll instantly procrastinate and put it off just because I'm so scared of it. And it goes for everything. And she would, try telling me, just don't be scared, just do it. Whatever you do, just start it. You have to. But it starts with the little things, like just homework assignments and whatnot. I'm fully capable of doing it, but I would be too scared and figuring out what I want to do. Well, that's been a problem since I've had to decide what I want to do for my whole life. And now it's just blown up bigger and bigger.
Yeah. It is scary. Yeah. I feel like we avoid things for a reason, right? It's so hard to stop avoiding it once you've started, because it's so easy to forget about
avoid as well. Yeah.
We should do that podcast next.
I'm too scared, but okay. Yeah. Let's say that this month will be the equivalent of my January of any year, and then I'll be in a good space to talk about it.
I think there are still a couple of things I'm avoiding.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think I was avoiding this topic for a little bit, but yeah, I have to get to it. I recently watched a YouTube video from this new creator that a friend had introduced to me, and
what are they called? Do you know?
Newell of Knowledge. I don't know. Okay. They're quite small, but they're incredibly intellectual, and I love the way they explain things. I watched the first one that got me to watch them was How to Beat Depression Like It Owes You Money. Just a brilliant title, by the way. And it's just this British guy on a whiteboard, and he looks a lot like one of our core lecturers, the Italian one.
Okay.
Incredibly like him. It's so funny, and that's probably what keeps me engaged. But it's all long content. Like, that video was about an hour long, and talked about spiraling upwards, which is an incredible way to think about it. But the recent one I watched from his was something about how to like fall asleep better. And something that he mentioned was you should take time in a day to worry. So it's like what you're saying, to do things intentionally, instead of having these little pieces of worry that you just have that come and go throughout the day, and them a little bit down when you're working, because you're actually working, but they probably come and flood your mind when you're trying to fall asleep. Have a dedicated hour or something and write all your worries down. Fill a page as much as you can, because once you write it down, then you can move on. So it's like touching all these points that you brought up, and I think that would be so important, right? It would help the avoiding if you recognize and you dedicate time to it, because, well, I don't know if it's as easy as that, but hopefully if you leave time to worry, then the rest of the time you won't be worried. Who knows?
Okay. I'll check out the YouTube channel.
Super good. Their channel. I like a lot of what they say. They also said with the depression one, they're speaking about the dopamine and all the things you need in your brain, but or like how to deal with them as well. Like the idea that your mind is, you should treat your mind like you're training a dog is what they said. To be like, you will, when you slip up and you make mistakes, you don't, never forgive your dog. You just be like, it's gonna do better next time. It's gonna learn from this. It'll improve next time. Know that you're gonna slip up and know that things will improve. And they say so much that you don't often hear, because I think maybe it's the depth that he goes into. I wish I could think of more, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, because I mean, I was indirectly kind of doing that a bit at the beginning of the year, where like even just throughout the year, like if I had something to do, like the same way like you would train a dog to do something, if the dog does something or you give it a treat, I like get a pack of Maltesers or like Kit Kats, and then like if I had something to do, I could only open the pack or just eat one once I do it. And it was like I trained my brain that way, where I didn't even need to like eat the Kit Kats. Once I got them, I knew that okay, I will do it, because you see like the reward visually there, and so you're so ready to. Yeah, but stuff like that, like small stuff like that, does go a long way in like calibrating yourself, being more optimized. That's such a robotic word, but like
It is.
being more self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Self-sufficient. Yeah.
I think this goes back to your thing about being intentional. One of the points about how to spiral upwards is to set goals, and he puts in the same line, and make decisions. Just make decisions about everything you do. It's about being intentional. Make decisions that, hey, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to get up now. I'm going to go shower. I'm going to do, I'm going to work for 5 minutes now, and just decide and not waffle in your brain, which I'm definitely a culprit of.
Like there was one time, like one period during the year where like I'd physically jump out of my bed whenever I woke up. And it was around the time where like, because I feel like just that small like action of like being intentional with the way you wake up can dictate so much of your day. It's actually insane.
I think the way you wake up is so huge.
Yeah.
Even if you think it's not, even if you think that, oh, I'm just gonna watch one reel, one TikTok or something, and I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna work. No, it affects your day so much more than you think. I think that's one thing I've really come to realize.
Yeah, I should get back to doing that. It's just hard. It gets harder the colder it gets to like be that intentional, but I'm gonna try.
I'm trying that now. I realize I think a lot of my issues now, okay, I'm not scapegoating it to this one thing, but I've stopped waking up to an alarm because I just haven't needed to for the past 2 months. And I didn't realize that this kind of affected my day, because you don't really jump out of bed when you wake up naturally. You jump out when you hear an alarm. So I've literally just changed that in the past 2 days. But yeah, small things. But there's so many good lifestyle habits that I on and off incorporate, and that I don't really stick to. This guy had said something about it. Obviously it's not good to just have all these plans and rules that you stick by, because your life shouldn't be by rules.
Exactly.
You have clear motivations of what it is, but nonetheless, we all do it. I'm going to have a new set of resolutions that have more like this, but I don't know. What do you think about this? Do you think these are, when you set a rule, you should stick to it? Or are you going to keep jumping out of your bed every day for the rest of your life?
No. But it's just like, I don't know the word, heuristic? No. It's like, not a rule, but like a life hack, like for, like, apply when necessary.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Take it as it comes, I think, too.
Exactly. You don't take medicine every day, even when you're not sick. I feel like for me, it's more to get me started into getting into a specific mindset that I want to get to. So like, it's like a catalyst, a jump starter. And then once I'm in that, I don't need to keep doing that, because like, it's kind of internalized.
Yeah.
You don't literally need to jump out every day. You just kind of learn the lesson from doing that a couple of times, or however many times you need to do it for the lesson to be realized. Once you have that, I feel like it sticks with you if you've done it correctly. And then you can kind of apply that to a lot of other things that you do. in your life?
Man, I hope things stabilize after our prefrontal cortex develops, because this is not
Yeah.
mad. I'm just all these phases that come and go have been such a roller coaster.
It really has. And I feel like you've had more roller coasters than me off of
This, yeah, for
more
some
years of
reason.
life.
Thanks, you could just say I'm older. But yeah. But I don't think you'll necessarily go through this.
Definitely will.
Because I don't know, you seem so much more stable as a person.
Yeah, but then I would get older and then also think, 19-year-old me was stupid. Except you can't go back to your 19-year-old self because you weren't saying it on a podcast to the internet. I'll have physical evidence of me saying some dumb stuff.
I don't think any of it's dumb. In fact, okay, there are definitely some things in our earlier podcast that I probably will find dumb, but such is life.
Yeah, we'll live and we'll learn. I feel like that's the whole point. As long as you're learning, you're doing something right.
Yeah, never stop learning.
Right, friend?
I wonder if the mic caught her.
Oh, right, yeah, whatever. Yeah. How long do we have?
46 minutes.
Okay. I thought we'd be like over an hour. It felt kind of long. Do you have anything else?
What are your plans? Do you have any plans for the new year?
Oh.
But the whole year, not January.
For the year of 2025.
You're pretty good at setting New Year's resolutions, though, that are realistic.
I'm looking at these right now. I think I've hit...
How's your book list? I know you make one every year.
Okay. So my reading list, completely gone. But it's because my reading taste has changed a lot. Like, I'm going to go to it now. My reading content list at the start of the year.
Yeah, a lot of self-help books, right?
It was stuff like Why Has Nobody Told Me This Before? The Psychology of Money, The Compound Effect, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And as the year went on, I added more, like, I think it was just because it was in my research phase. So I added more like papers, like more foundational papers, and like more, thinking papers more so than like self-improvement papers.
Yeah.
So like books, thinking books, like books that help you to structure the way you think, or like structure the type of questions you ask, like how to ask the right question.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes that's like, that gives you the best boost to solving something, is asking the right question. So I started pivoting towards those kind of books. So then all the other self-help books kind of fell to the back. And then now towards the end of the year, it switched again to more like, and I think this one is definitely because of the honors class I'm taking, but I'm reading this book, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. And it's just like his collection of thoughts and life lessons. And it's back to the whole idea of like, so many people have lived before us. There must be some things that they've learned that I can learn from.
Yeah.
And so now it's more on that. So if I look at my list, I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books, but they're like 30 books here. And it's like 2 from each genre of book that I was reading. Because I start reading and I feel like, okay, they're kind of repeating the same thing now. So I want to pivot a little. So yeah, my reading list, definitely going to keep changing. Never going to complete it. But my resolutions, I've hit, I want to say I have 11, maybe 8 so far. One of them is like unattainable right at this point.
Is it to do with the gym?
No, okay, so one of them is staying consistent in the gym. Right now, not so much, but throughout the year, I think I've been okay. One of them is to keep my GPA above a certain number, and that's just not. So that was like not a good goal. It should have been like maintaining my current study habits, or like improving my study habits in this particular way.
Good that you're recognizing
it was a bad goal. One of them was to have an income, which I did. One of them was to finish my reading list. No. One of them was to hit 70 kg, which is also a gym goal, which I have.
Congratulations.
And a couple of the other ones were more personal. Um, but yeah, 2025. What am I gonna do?
I'm gonna hit a pull up. Did not get that this year.
Keep trying.
Move it to next year.
Keep
Go
trying
on.
to get there. I feel like one day the
Thank
pull up
you.
will come.
What were you gonna say?
2025. It's gonna be a scary year.
I'm
It's gonna be
I
so
don't think I've
scary.
ever been so petrified because I think these few months have caused me to realize how scared I need to be. Because before it was unknown, so wasn't scared.
I think for me it would be like building kind of the foundations to becoming like independent, as in like fully self-sufficient. Because I
Yeah.
still go to my dad for advice on a lot of things. I want to be a lot more. I want to ask within myself more than
Yeah.
going to other people. Right? It's always good to get a different perspective, but go to them for a different perspective, not for an answer
Yeah.
for you. Right? So I think I definitely want to work on that aspect, and then
I also want to have more and stronger opinions of my own, and like just more confidence and faith in yourself in situations first before comes to someone else, and not letting that person just sway me entirely for what they say just because they're someone I respect and look up to.
Yeah. So definitely that, and I guess I don't know.
This is a small one that just hit my mind because it's also one of the videos of this YouTube guy that I haven't watched yet. I want to fix and change my attention span,
Okay.
like the way I focus.
In what way?
Just because, I mean, our whole short form content thing and all of that threw me a bit. Caleb just ran his finger through a candle.
Yeah, it's a trick I learned when I was like very young. It doesn't do anything. What else do I want to? Ooh, I think relationships wise, like I mean friendships and also, like relationships. I think I want to be more in tune with that. I think I've let like most of my friendships just like go on autopilot. I think being a good part of being a good person is being intentional with your friends.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I think I need to work on that definitely. I'm a terrible texter, and I think
You got an excuse right now.
for a couple of my phone sucks. But then also for like for a good amount of time now, I've also like just completely ignored like the relationship part of my personal growth. I think I should start like at least paying a little bit more attention to that, being more intentional in that way than just letting it fall. Because yeah, part of being a growing is growing completely, not only in certain aspects. So that's gonna be something I'm more intentional with next year.
That's a good one.
For
That reminds
sure.
me of our success podcast.
Right.
I think you also mentioned something about your friends that things more so just happen rather than being intentional. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great tagline.
What being in?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be the model for. Yeah, 2025, scary year.
You have so much less than what you've had for the past 2 years of getting an income, having a portfolio.
Well,
next
like these
year.
are the overarching things. I still have like things. I still had things like that for the past 2 years. It's just that when I'm writing it out, I'll add like more minor things like getting more of an income or like I don't know. I haven't thought about it that far yet, but yeah.
What are your plans for January? You have the month off, right?
Yeah, I should have the month off. I think. Oh, it depends. See, that's the thing. It depends on the scope of what I want to do. I want to having that month off, I want to have a create. I think always around this time of the year is when I want to do something really creative that I'm really
I
proud
think
of.
that's great.
And I start and then I don't like fully finish.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll finally get around to finishing.
Probably. If you're gonna be intentional, then yeah.
Finishing the mini documentary I started last year.
What did you call it? Like your winter?
It wasn't Winter Arc. It was something.
No, not Winter Arc. Didn't you call it Winter like MP4 or something?
Something like that.
Right?
I don't remember. But yeah, maybe I'll finally make that. I'll finally edit all the clips that I have and add some voiceover. And then yeah, maybe I should do. No, I still have time because I was gonna say if I make it and then I give it to because my sister is graduating high school in 2026, but I have time to make this video to give to her before she goes to college. So maybe I don't have to do it. Yeah, maybe I don't have to do it now, but
it's a nice idea to do it before we graduate.
Yeah, before we graduate, yeah, I could do that. I'll think about it, but I do want to make something that like I will be proud of, like a project. I want to do something. I don't want to like. Yes, I'll be thinking a lot about what the year is gonna look like, but that's only gonna take so much time, right? So with the amount of time that I will have left, I want to be doing something.
You want to contribute meaningfully?
Not yet. I think I need to build up to make that leap towards real contribution. Yeah.
That was part of this guy's tips to fall asleep as well, is that you must think about falling asleep like how a airplane lands. What did you just burn? What is that?
I don't know. I think something.
Oh, okay. That yeah, when you're falling asleep, you shouldn't expect it instantly. You shouldn't expect that when you lie down, close your eyes, that'll just happen. Because when you do that, actually, what happens is your brain becomes stimulated because it's expecting something, and that'll only keep you awake. If you try meditate, then you're actively pushing against it, and that's not going to work. So that's why in like nighttime routines tend to work in people's favors, because it's it's a slow build down, I suppose. And that's so important in personal growth as well, right? To have a slow ramp up and not just 0 to 100 instantly. Yeah. So I think it's good that you're saying not yet to contribute meaningfully, because maybe you'll look at it too small if you're expecting it right away, if you're expecting it to be done in a month. So
yeah, it's definitely not gonna. Yeah, it's definitely a ramp up. I feel like we've experienced this. Like we started this journey, well, like about over a year ago now.
I was actually just thinking about that as well. I don't think it's been a year. We started this in what journey?
I'm not the podcast. I'm talking about like just in general.
Yeah.
Because it was around last year around this time when we kind of started talking about stuff deeply. But
we had been exactly a year. Yeah. Much, yeah.
So it's definitely not a couple of months thing. I feel like a lot of people just give it a couple of months and then it doesn't work. It's definitely like a delayed, slow moving train. It's a night train. It's not a bullet train. Yeah.
Many stops and twists and curves. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a year. Wow, I was so ditzy in the first year. And the second year I was so self-assured. Yeah. Oh my god. I thought I knew everything and I was just goal oriented. And then this year was a little bit more like, whoa. Not the case.
And there's gonna be more of those.
There's gonna be so.
But we'll figure it out. Also, speaking of next year, podcast might be over. I would just say.
We still have at least 6 months.
But I'm just saying, like, in the grand scheme of things, something to think about. Anyways.
I love that the time you choose to bring all this up.
I'm just saying. It just came to my head, like, yeah.
Well, with that attitude, will this end?
Yeah. We can get to 25. Easy.
Episodes? What are we on?
Yeah, 14, 15. We can get to
Yeah, we should go back to weekly.
Yeah. We can do it. We have more than 100. We have more than 200 days until we graduate.
Oh God, please don't put it in that perspective. I'm sure that's like the worst way about thinking of time.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just wow, hit me like a train. I'm not ready to graduate. It's so cushy here. 6 months, 3 days. Yeah, 200 days. Jeez, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll have another
Thanksgiving,
episode before
Happy
that.
Black Friday.
Happy Black Friday.
It's past.
Oh,
It
that's
was
today.
yesterday. Today is Friday.
Today's Friday.
Happy, if you're not gonna listen to this today. Yeah, Merry Christmas.
We better have an episode before that.
We're gonna have a Christmas episode.
For sure.
What are we gonna talk about in that one?